All right, new rumors suggest that a high-level Chinese government official has defected to the U.S. and offered information about the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. Did it come from the lab? How did it come out? Now, there's some speculation that the Biden administration's reversal back in May, when the president announced he was going to give the intelligence community 90 days to look into and probe the origins of the virus from the Wuhan lab. Well, some suggest that that may have been because of intelligence gathered from this defection. We don't know. But joining us now to talk about it, Gordon G. Chang, author of The Coming Collapse of China and the Great U.S.-China Tech War. His Twitter handle is at Gordon G. Chang, and he joins us now. Gordon, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much, Tony.
All right, so we see these unverified reports. What do we know?
Well, we know that Dong Jingwei, who is a vice minister of state security in China, in other words, China's top counterintelligence official, has not been seen in China for quite some time. Now, Beijing essentially says that he's not defected. They've issued a couple of news stories saying he was discharging his obligations, but they haven't done one thing, Tony. And this is something they have every reason to do. And that is to parade this guy on television to squelch all the rumors, because his absence indicates that there is high-level turmoil at the top of the Communist Party. So they've got 1,000 reasons to put this guy on TV. They haven't done it. Now, in conjunction with that, there are a lot of rumors that he's in the U.S. and he's defected. He's told us all sorts of stuff. This is going to be fascinating. But the one thing that we're pretty sure of, he's not in China.
And if this, in fact, is true, would this not be one of the highest level officials from the Communist Party to defect?
He would be the highest level Communist Party official to defect to the United States. There was, during the Maoist period, China's number 2, who appeared to be trying to defect to Mongolia or to Russia. But at least for us, this guy's number 1. And by the way, Tony, there are indications that Dong not only has information about COVID-19, not only information about the military linkages to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, but he is also said to have information on Communist Party payments to American business people, to American government officials. Also, he has information, it is rumored, about U.S. government payments to the Wuhan Institute of Virology and payments from non-governmental actors. So he could blow up not only the Chinese political system, he could blow up the American one as well.
I mean, this could be huge in the current tense status that we have with China, between China and the U.S. I guess the question would be, if in fact the intelligence community has this information or has access to this information under the Biden administration that's kind of playing soft with China, what would they do with this intel?
That's a great question, because they could very well try to ignore this. And the reason is that Biden has been very clear. He wants to have help on the Iran nuclear deal. He also wants China's help on an enhanced climate change pact. So he very well may decide that try to keep this quiet. Now, there was a U.S. government official, unnamed, who got in contact with Spy Talk, which was one of the publications that broke this possible defection. And this U.S. government official says that the reports of a defection are, quote unquote, not accurate. But we don't know exactly what he was saying was not accurate. And indeed, we don't even know if he was telling the truth. And very well, what he may be trying to do is to sort of placate Beijing, because Beijing, at a very sensitive time in the Chinese Communist political calendar, may not want news of defection. And very well, the Biden administration could be saying, sure, we'll downplay this and you give us something else. So we really don't know what's going on here, but we've got to be concerned about what the Biden administration might be doing.
So, Gordon Chang, is it possible, as I've heard some speculate, that this was part of the motivation for President Biden kind of doing an about-face on the origins of the virus and calling for this intelligence probe, this 90-day probe?
Could very well be. And also, some people have speculated, President Biden had a 2-hour phone call with Xi Jinping in February. I think that was after the defection. And during that 2-hour phone call, Biden did not raise the question of the origin of the disease. And some people are saying that it was Biden knew what was going on, so didn't have to raise it. Now, I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but there are all sorts of indications of what Biden has done or hasn't done that relate back to these defection rumors. So I think that something has gone on. We can tell that things are not normal in China. And because of that, it's probably here. And that probably has had a great effect on the Biden administration policies. We just don't know exactly how.
Yeah, I think you're right. The easiest way for the Chinese Communist Party to put an end to this is just, as you said, parade him out, show that he's still there. They can't do that. This could be, you mentioned the fact that he may have information about Communist Party payments to U.S. businesses. There could be a lot of CEOs right now that are, kind of sitting on the edge of their seat.
Yes, very much so. And I'm sure there is concern in the business community because we know that we know that the Communist Party United Front Work Department has infiltrated the U.S., all points of contact. They've gone after us. And so I shouldn't be surprised that there are people in corporate boards, people in government who are very concerned what is going on right now. And so therefore, that might be another reason why the Biden administration has been soft pedaling this, because they don't want to undercut their allies. This could end up severing relations with China for a number of reasons, not only COVID-19 Wuhan lab, but also because China's friends in the U.S. might be delegitimized by disclosures of these payments.